Welcome everyone. Welcome. My name's Brandon. I'm gonna work on my Close Encounters playfield. It's a restoration that I've been starting. Damn near knocked the table over. So, grab a couple of things here. Just getting started on stripping all this dirt and crud off of here. Let me know if I need to up my mic levels so you can hear me better. I need my rags. May have left my rags over there. Bear with me for 1 second. Well, what the heck did I do with them? Well, I had several of them, but alright. So yeah, I'm just chilling on a Friday night, working on my machine. I may want to zoom this out some. So let me know if you can hear the music. I can't hear it on my headphones. Just doing a little bit of So how's everyone doing tonight on their Friday night? So I got this donor playfield for me that I had purchased. It was actually completely populated, and I stripped it down, and then I still got some. Basically, I started doing a little bit of cleaning. I'm just using some 91 isopropyl alcohol and some of these. I guess it's like it's like a magic eraser. Works really well. You don't want to use water because the water will it'll actually cause swelling on the playfield. Whereas if you use the alcohol, it will evaporate fairly quickly. So this is a good way to get rid of all the wax and the buildup and it really works well on like any of the ball swirls. This playfield, this is gonna be hard for you to see on stream, but it's got some planking. But I mean, I've found that when you do a clear coat on planking, the planking doesn't show up. So, but like I said before, this is a donor playfield. I actually have the original. I mean, you can kind of see where the original game is back there. I still have the original playfield in there, but it's beyond repair. I mean, it's got so much of the artwork missing. It's all down, like all this is down to bare wood, and I couldn't save it. So I actually found this donor playfield on Pinside. Bought it from a guy from Wichita, and it's been sitting for about a year and a half now, and I'm just now finally getting to the point where I can start, stripping it, and then I'm going to do a full touch up on this. Whether I don't know how far I'm going to get into it, but I know like the main areas I'm going to be doing like a full airbrush. So all these main colors are going to all be airbrushed new. So I'll do a color match, and then I'll airbrush the entire thing. So I'm hoping to do that on a live stream as well, but obviously I got to get it clean and got to get all the wax off from the old, God only knows how many coats of wax it's got on it. But once I get this done, I'll go through and then I'll go through and I'll probably do a 2-part clear, just like I did on my last restoration that I did on my $6 million man. So it's a long process. I think the last resto I did, it took me like, I don't know, I with the artwork and the stuff that I had to repair on it, and the process for doing the clear, it probably took me 25-30 hours to do it. So you never get your money back out of it, but it's kind of like a labor of love. So, but yeah, I just prefer to have a nice playfield. No cupped inserts. So when you clear it, it'll level all the inserts out. There won't be any whatchamacallit. It'll be like brand new. It'll be better than new. So let me see if I can get my music to work again, because I can't hear it. Alright. Let me know if the background music is too loud or if it's not loud enough. It's all copyright. It's all copyright free. But yeah, I just do a little bit at a time. And then just kind of wash it out. Just so gets all the dirt and grime build up over time. So it's a lot of work, but in the end it's always worth it to me. So make sure it's not moving too much. But I will say this disclaimer, you got to be careful not to go too hard, because you can take off the it's going to take off some paint depending on how far you go and what kind of condition the paint's in. So but yep, just keep working it in, man. And it'll and I always follow up with a cloth to wipe off all the haze. So last one I did was, like I said, a $6 million man, and it was my first one, so I kind of made things worse, and I had to do a lot more work to repair it, so I've learned a lot since then. So hopefully this go around, it won't be so bad. probably should have put this in like a just chatting stream and not a pinball. So I guess I'm really not playing a game, although I could be. I got my Jurassic Park here, but I haven't played it for a couple days, so I'm on this Simpsons pinball party kick, trying to get to the final wizard mode. Not really easy to do. So and just so you know, you're only going to get so much of it. One thing I like about the airbrushing technique is you can get in really tight areas and you can spray in really tight areas and just wipe it off, because I use an acrylic paint. So, and even if it dries, I can wipe it off with rubbing. I can wipe it off with rubbing alcohol and start over. So that's the fun part. This is the elbow grease part. The fun part. So so what's everybody else out there doing on a Friday night this late? You can tell that you may not be able to see it well, I guess you can kind of see it. So like you can look at where they have, like where the old posts were. That's the original color, and that's the original color I'm going to go back with. So like I said, I'm not too concerned about getting it super clean. I just want to get all the wax and stuff out of it, because I don't want it to react to the clear coat. So I want to get all this cleaned up as good as I can, and then I will match this color and then repaint all this. I'll airbrush all this in brand new, and then same with the orange, like the solid colors, I'll airbrush all this stuff in. Same with this. Now just do it one color at a time. Just pick one color, go through the whole thing, and then once that color's done, I'll move on to the next color. So I still haven't taken out I need to take off all the metal ball guides. I have not taken those out yet. So but it's pretty crazy how just a little bit of elbow grease will go a long way. So, and unfortunately, no one's made a hard top for this, or a whatchamacallit, a reproduction playfield. The demand for it just must not. I don't know. The Gottlieb games get a lot of hate, only because they're problematic compared to the Bally Williams. But you can fix that. If you spend a few $100s and put new boards in it, you're not going to have the same issues that you would if it were like original. So yeah, see, so there you start to see some paint chips coming off around the inserts. Don't be alarmed, it's going to happen. And all you can do is, you know, it's like I said, it's going to happen, and you just got to be careful and not get too crazy with it. And then I'm not too concerned about it because, like I said, I have a few techniques to get in all these little tight areas. And I do it all by hand, so takes a little bit longer, but it's the only way I know how to do it. Ball trail. Yeah. But like I said, it brings it up pretty good. So this is kind of the boring part. Doing all the touch-up paint, that's where it gets interesting. So, and there's a million different ways to skin a cat. Everybody's going to have their own way to do it. This is just a technique that is proven to myself because I've done it. So, but the goal is to just get this sucker cleaned up. I wish I had more cameras so I'd offer more angles, but I'm only working with 2. Little by little. And it's got a little bit more life left in it. And once I get all this done in the playfield, I'm going to do a swap, a complete playfield swap. Whoops. Uh-oh. Why is it not? You guys should. No, why is it doing that? There, that should be better. Lost my background music for you guys. I've always wanted to record a series like this. Kind of start to finish deal. Just to kind of showcase, you know, some of my work, and then enjoy the fruits of my labor. So rubbing alcohol on the rag works well too. It just doesn't have the grittiness in the magic eraser like it has to get down in those really deep crevices. So hopefully the next time I go to do this, we'll be doing paint. We'll be doing paint next time. So I cut myself. took some. So another good thing too is to take a lot of pictures so you can kind of go back if and use if there's certain lines and stuff that you need to reproduce, you have something to fall back on. Your pictures that you take are going to be better than anything that you're going to find online. So you can literally see the dirt come up out of it. You guys probably won't, but you can literally feel it coming up. And you can tell where the wax is too. You can tell where the build-up layers of wax. You can just tell by the feel of it. I will say it's not for everybody. So most people, this will freak them out. Like, what are you doing? It's like, well, and it won't be, even when I do all this touch up and stuff, it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be 100% better than what it is now. So thing is, if you can keep all the black key lines intact for the most part, it makes it really easy to do touch-ups. So, well, it makes it easier. Use that word lightly. So the milky stuff that you see is part of this magic eraser and like wax and dirt. So looks dull and like flat paint. But once you put a coat of clear on it, man, this stuff turns like glass. And super shiny. Oops. Why does that keep doing that? Oh, it's still there. Okay. I'll clean that up. Bear with me, I gotta check something real fast. There we go. Most of the artwork's intact, so some of it I may not even have to touch. Oh, that's the insert. It's wild how much dirt is piled on here. They just didn't take care of their games back then. You know, they put them on location and no one expected them to be, around 40, 50 years later. So, this game was made in 1978. Fun little fact, if you don't know, they actually made electromechanical version of this prior to the solid state version. So, which is it's a lot more rare. There's not as many of them out there. So, if you can find an electromechanical one of these, it's a pretty nice find. There's not very many left around. Most of them are gone. I will say this one will be easier to do than the last one, because the last one I did it with it populated all the light sockets and everything on the bottom of the playfield was still there. Whereas this one, if I flip it over, it's completely bare. There's no mechs, no wiring, no nothing. So this was a game that I was contemplating on restoring or not, or just play it like it lies. But I was just like, gosh, man, they're so much cooler when they're badass looking, you know? I mean, I'm sure anybody out there that's played any of the older classics, you know, the inserts are usually cupped. You know, you never know which way the ball's gonna roll. And if anything drives me crazy more is draining a ball because a stupid insert. That's, drives me crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Ugh. Man, that is dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Wow. Almost bringing the original color back. Almost. Not quite, but almost. It's looking pretty good. See, I'll redo that entire yellow. All these would be real easy to, these solid colors. All the oranges, the blues. I mean, the blues they're all the same color. So, I mean, this alien is actually this color. But you can tell how dirty it is. Over the years, it actually should be this color. And because of how, I don't know, I'm gonna have to really try to get it clean. I don't think I'll get it back to this color, but that will be the hardest thing to airbrush because there's so many blacks. So Friday night projects, yes. How you doing, man? This is my first step into restoring this playfield. So I'm going to try to stream a series of this and try to get as much of it on film as I can. So yeah, I figured it was time. So what are you doing? I just figured I'd change it up a little bit. Instead of playing pinball, I'll be fixing my pinballs. I got the machine back there, but can't play it because, I mean, I could. It has a playfield in it, but it's trashed. I was gonna restore that one, and I changed my mind. It's too far gone. Like, you look at this one and you think, it's still in pretty bad shape, but that one, 5 times as bad as this one. So. Oh man. So, definitely a different pace. Once I get this project done, I'm actually gonna be. I have a $6 million man that's on location, and it is. I did a full play for it. I think you've probably seen it in Discord, in Try to Tilt's Discord, where I did that playfield restoration. Well, I think once I get this one done, I'm gonna swap this game out with the one that's on location and bring the $6 million back to here, and I'm gonna do a full cabinet restoration. I'm gonna strip it completely and tear it all down and do a full cabinet resto. Do a powder coat all the rails and legs, and do replace a coin door and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna do a full on resto. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I'm glad you guys don't have to deal with that fire up there, man. I can only imagine. I mean, it's pretty bad. I've been watching it. I've been following it on the news, and it's pretty ugly. So I'm assuming you guys are getting some of the. You're probably getting some of the smoke. It's very tragic, man. Compared to like, yeah, I'm gonna clear coat it. I don't know if I'm gonna go as far as doing like a 2-part auto clear on this, like I did the last one. I mean, that thing's bulletproof, man. It's been on location for. What is going on with those chat bubbles? Huh? Something I did with the chat screwed up the. Oh, I know the fires. I know it's crazy out there, man. It makes you wonder how many people are going to move out of there this go around. I wouldn't be surprised if quite a few people just cut their losses and move. But then others, that's their home, man. That's, you know, they're not going to want to move. Yeah, the Santa Ana winds and drought, man. Drought kills that whole western seaboard. So, yep, between wind and the dried brush and forests, and yeah, I couldn't imagine living out there like that. I mean, I know it's beautiful. I mean, I used to live in Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm familiar with that part of the country because I visited there a lot when I was younger. And I might get that original color back. Just have to be real gentle. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to get that color back out of it. That's true. The building, I mean, you got to think them houses what they cost to build back when they were built originally, and now to rebuild them now, and oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine. So yeah, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a 2-part auto clear on this, or if I'm gonna do like a triple thick, like rattle can clear. I don't know. I know the 2-part clear is just harder to do because you have to do it in a closed space, and last time I did it, I had to suit up. I had to have a respirator because you can't breathe it. That stuff will kill you. And yeah, it was a process. I ended up putting like 3 or 4 coats on it. And man, that playfield is holding up solid. I've had it on location for almost 2 years now, and you can't even tell it's been on location for 2 years. It looks the same as the day I brought it in there. It's insane. And it gets played a lot. It's a favorite to all the locals, just because they don't get a lot of classics. But I'm trying to, I don't know, I'm a big fan of the classics, so I'm going to try to start bringing some more in, and I want to have a classics collection. Oh yeah, the color right here for sure. I think it's just smoke and dirt. It'll come back. I think it'll come back. I was really hoping it will, because that's the only part of the playfield I don't want to airbrush. So I'm pretty good with an airbrush. When it comes, I'm not an artist, don't get me wrong, but I have a steady enough hand to do it. And what's cool about the airbrush technique is you can get in fine spray into really tight areas. And I use a lacquer. I'm sorry, not a lacquer. I use acrylic paint, so if I mess something up for some reason, I can just use rubbing alcohol 91 and remove it and start over, or touch it up as needed. So wipe all this cloudiness off. So, I'm sorry you're fighting the sinuses, man. I know how you feel. I really do. I really do. The $6 Million Man is a 6-player. This one's a 4-player. But yeah, the $6 Million Man's one of the few that is a 6-player game. So... none a little elbow grease won't fix. When I restored the other playfield, I used an airbrush on all the big, the big areas where it's the big solid colors. I airbrushed it all, and I went back and I touched up. I put a white base coat down in the bare wood areas, and then once I did all the white base coat, I went back and touched it up with the full airbrush, because all the color is the same. So all the oranges all the oranges are literally the same color. The only two oranges that are different is the inlane and these are the only, it's like a peach, like the Gottlieb. So I just kind of do one color at a time. Get it the best way I can, do a color match. And the nice thing about it, even if it's a smidgen off, I'm going to airbrush the whole thing. So if it's off a little bit, who cares? No one's ever going to know. So yeah, the next, after I get it, I probably won't get it all done tonight. I'm going to do the other half. I'm going to have to spin it around, do the other half. I'll probably do that off camera. And then the next time I stream, I'll probably do all the white base coat touch-ups and all the black key lines. And do all that, get them all touched up so that I have all that done. And then I'll go in, and I also have like if it gets down to the nitty gritty, I got some Frisket. This stuff works pretty good too. If you gotta stencil out an area. So but yeah, I just I'm tired of my games just sitting here not working. I want to play them, man. I want them, and I want other people to enjoy them. So it's time I get to it, get them done. All right. Alien time. Let's bring the alien back to life. Let's see if I can do a quick camera adjustment here. Lifting inserts. I'll try to bring that alien back to life. No, yeah, one right here. But it's just one. Or wait, two. Yeah. So the B and C inserts, they're lifted. So the good thing about that is the clear coat is heavy enough and thick enough that it won't matter. It'll actually hide. It's not high enough to, it's just a smidge high. But by the time that's what's nice about the 2-part clear is doing the 2-part clear spray, you do it coat, you apply the first coat, you let the first coat tack up, and then you fire another coat on it. I mean, you have to wait a little bit, but not too long. You don't want it to set up. You want it to set up just enough to where it's settled, and then you fire another coat and it'll apply another layer. But that's the nice part about the 2-part clear is it's thick. Lays down pretty thick. And the only thing that's an issue usually is the inserts that are cupped. So what I'll do on the cupped inserts is I don't know if I may have it. Well, it's not this. It's not the. It's made by the same company though. It's basically this in a small canister, and I can basically kind of squeegee it on. You can just lay it on here, and I can like wipe it off with a squeegee, and it's a clear. That's the easiest way that I've found to level out the inserts before I do all the clear coat. At least on the cupped ones. Because the last time I did it, I made a mistake of doing the 2-part clear, and I still had low spots. And so what I ended up having to do is, once it was completely dry, I had to go back in and mix a small batch of the 2-part clear and take a little eyedropper. And the little eyedropper, I had to kind of go through and like fill each insert to level it off and actually create like a slight mound, and then I had to go back and sand it smooth. That was a mistake that I made. I won't make that mistake again. You just live and learn. Live and learn. All right. Alien time. Now that I've got everything kind of cleaned up. It's funny is most people won't do this. Most people won't go to this extent. You know, they would just play it like it is, you know. But I got OCD, and my OCD would just be like, it would wear me out. If I knew it could be dang near perfect. So, the more often I do it, the better I get at it. You would have done the same thing. Just meaning that you would have just did the bare minimum and ran with it, or you would have went this far. Oh, 100%. 100%. Yeah. If you do it, yeah. And, you know, I had people offer me like $4,000. Oops. I had people offer me like $4,000 for my $6 million man. This was about a year ago. And it wasn't even fully restored. They were offering me that just because the playfield was in immaculate condition. And it was an original. It wasn't like a, you know, now they make CPR makes a reproduction playfield for it. But when I did the restoration for the game playfield, they didn't have a playfield, whatchamacallit out yet. They had not made one. pretty happy with that. I'll be able to come in here and match this color and just do some fine airbrushing. And if I get too, yeah, because there's a couple areas where I can see some white undercoat. But I'm pretty happy with that, how that came out. When you compare that to down there, yeah, it's I mean, I just kind of self-taught, you know. I mean, I will say that I used a lot of pinside knowledge when I did my first playfield restoration. If you've heard of Vid 1900, which I think pretty much anybody that's ever been on pinside has seen his threads. He's a lot of stuff I learned from him just by reading his articles and his write-ups for pinball restoration. So a lot of this stuff is straight off of pinside, man, and rightfully so. Them guys know what they're doing. Yeah, it's funny is when I did the clear coat, I thought that the inserts would self-level, but they self-level right into the cup that was there. So it just, yeah, it was too deep. They were too deep to. That's why I fell on them first. And I mean, some people will say go as far as whatchamacallit it, clear, like after I got it clean, clear coat the entire playfield first. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't think it's necessary. I think people do it. I mean, you can do it. I've done it the other way. I've done it without locking it in. But basically, what that does is that locks everything in underneath, and then anything you do above it is you're never going to get through that layer of that clear that you've applied. I don't know if I'm going to do that this go though. I think I'm still going to go with the way I've done it in the past, and that's just use what I got and touch it up as I go. And it worked for me once. I don't see why it wouldn't work again. So I've been hammering away at that Simpsons pinball party, man. Learning a little bit more every time I go up and play it. And I cannot believe the stuff that I didn't know all this time. this is the cool part when you like take it from A to B. Oh, I know. I agree. I'm gonna fix something here real quick. I think my chat is. I have a filter on my chat that. Oh, that's why. Oh, that's better. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's honestly, if they're gonna remake an original like they did Metallica, I think they should do could you imagine Simpsons Pinball Party, as a Spike 2 with all the video assets and oh dude, and you wouldn't even have to redo the code. I mean, there's probably some bugs in there that can be fixed, but if they redid that because it's, I don't know, it's, that game would, that game's, now that I'm in, I'm all in on it, I love it, the rule set, it's like, I don't know, I think that'd be a pretty cool game to see them remaster. I agree. I think they are going to redo the Ghostbusters as well, and that's fine too, because it could use it. It doesn't have as deep of a rule set, but if they could refine some of the mechs and refine the ramp, that game would be like it's already like one of the greatest hits, so but with Ray Day if Ray Day redid the Simpsons Pinball Party, that thing would be off the hook, man. And he'd be the guy to do it too. Either him or who's the other guy that partners with Keith? I think his name's Rick. Rick Nagel? Is it Rick Nagel? I think it's Rick Nagel. If he partnered with whoever did that, just because that would be sick. Oh, really? In the Stern dance, huh? That's interesting. I do remember reading something about Nap Arcade, an article that he wrote mentioning something about Ghostbusters being one of the next ones, rumored to be one of the next remastered. Let's see if I can get some more out of that yellow. There we go. Yeah, I think so too. Not to take anything away from like Dwight or, I'm actually with the new Dungeons and Dragons game coming out, I'm not a fan of the theme, but the game still looks pretty fun to shoot. And, it has some pretty interesting stuff. I'm almost out of magic eraser. You just need one or maybe one more whole magic eraser to do this the other half. Well, I guess the left third, that left edge, I should say. Not going to be able to do it tonight though, because this is the last one I had. I needed to go to the store and make a pit stop, get some supplies. Now, if I could only get another camera in here, get some real close-ups, it'd be awesome. But I only got 2 cameras, 2 smartphones. It does. It's funny, you hear people bitching and complaining about, oh, well, it's a rip-off of this game and this game and this game. I was like, well, most pinball machines are. They don't. They're complex as it is. I don't think they need to be any more complex than they already are. So, I think it's got a pretty cool layout though, and it's not his typical fan layout like Medieval Madness and Attack from Mars, and it's completely different from either one of them. And even Venom, Venom took on the typical fan layout, but Steve Ritchie made a bunch of fan layouts too. So they're both, I'd say, pretty equal in that department. So, I definitely got to get in here and take off all these ball guides, make it a little bit easier on myself to get some of this. It's just, I hate doing the ball guides, man, because they always pull up. They always pull up chunks of wood. It's sketchy. So, it's hard to do without getting them splintered out. Oh, you put your AIQ up for sale? Nice. We have an AIQ on location. It's just they moved it to a different location for the time being. I don't know, that's one of the few games like the Jurassic Park that I wouldn't mind owning as a pro, just because, well, the Marvel ramp. The Marvel ramp is a real pain in the ass on the premium. But feels so good when it makes it. It's like, whew, yeah. get it up that sucker. It's just one of those shots that if you don't make it perfect and clean, it's not going up it. It's not going up. But you know when you're on, you know, you just know like when you're on and you're making your shots and you're flowing and that marble ramp, you just hit it. You know, it seems like you hit it on cue. Just boom, like it's nothing. 90% of the time, it's like bricking a shot, but that 10%, man, it feels so good. So now, mind you, I'm going to have probably 20 hours or so in doing this, and then I'm going to have a whole nother 20 hours doing a playfield swap. I mean, fortunately, this game doesn't have, I mean, don't get me wrong, it has a bunch of shit underneath, but it's not too crazy like some of the other games are. Yep. You disable that, what is it, the portal? The portal lock. Because the Pro doesn't have the portal lock, right? If I remember correctly. Man, a freaking thing of beauty. Yeah, oh, that's sharp. Yeah, travel through the trough down below. Yeah. I hear that, man. But I think I'm gonna invest in the, when I do the playfield swap on this, I think I'm gonna invest in the obstacles, the LEDs, the little, I may have them here. They're like a little, maybe I don't. Got them somewhere. I guess maybe not. Maybe not so readily available. Oh, I know where they're at. These little things, these little guys. Oh yeah, yeah. These are pretty. I did these on my $6 Million Man, and dude, they're pretty. They're the shit. They're pretty badass. I mean, granted, you got to desolder all your. You got to desolder all the light sockets, but yeah, they're these little LEDs, and then you basically screw them to the playfield, and then you solder the the leads to it, and voila. No more rattly bulb sockets that always flicker. So, but like I said, I did these on my my $6 million man, and they're awesome, dude. And they're cheaper than a socket in a bulb. So I mean, I think they're like $1. I don't know. They're not super expensive. I think they're like $2 a piece. And when you do the math, by the time you buy an LED bulb and you buy a new light socket, you're going to spend more on a new light socket. And even the new light sockets, they're not even, I mean, they're still not reliable. So, you know, it's for what you pay for those and what you get, and they're easy fix. Easy fix. All right. Well, I think these are pretty much shot from my magic erasers. Oh, I do have a little bit more. What time is it? Oh, I probably should call it quits. So, but yeah, I'm gonna wipe this thing down, give it a once over real quick, and probably shut her down. Yeah, these things, those LEDs, those obstacles, way more reliable. Way more reliable. I mean, I've only been doing this since what, like almost 11? I got quite a bit done I got about 80% of it ready to go. Oh, I muted my mic, I think. That's weird. Yeah, I did. Hey, buddy, man, I appreciate it. I'm glad there's someone out there that enjoys it as much as I do, man. I mean, there's a few people that do the tech streams, but doing a tech stream is a lot harder because you basically need to have someone filming you while you're doing it, and unless you have a bunch of rigging and have camera riggings to set stuff up. But when I'm working on a budget, I don't have all the funds to do that kind of stuff. So, you know, I thought this would be pretty cool to do something different, and to kind of go through this whole thing and start to finish on stream would be badass. And people can learn some stuff. So, no, I appreciate you hanging out, man. I enjoy it. And try to do it. Try to set a schedule and try to get this thing done in the next couple of months. That's my goal. So, they plug away little by little. You'll have to catch the ones where I do the airbrushing. That'll be fun. I'm going to have to get a little bit more creative in regards to, like, maybe some different camera angles. I may even get one more camera too. So, because I'm using 2 smartphones. I got an iPhone 12, I think, for my face cam, and then I got an Android Samsung Galaxy. I don't know, man. It's an older one. It's like a Galaxy. I mean, we're on 24 now, I think. Galaxy 24. This is probably like a Galaxy 12 or something like that. It's 4 or 5 years old, but man, it still shoots well for the playfield. For this one, it shoots pretty well. It shoots in 1080 60 FPS, so can't complain. I just need to get another camera that's not a phone, because you have to use WebSockets to get them into the, like, I have to use Elgato. I use I think it's called Elgato Camera Hub. Yeah, it's a virtual camera plug-in that I use for the iPhone, so that I can bring it into OBS. And the other one used DroidCam, which is another plugin. So none of them are like direct HDMI. So they're all done through USB, kind of like webcams. So, but cool. Well, everyone, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, and happy flipping. Until next time. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evenings. Hey, you too, Aaron. Appreciate the support. I really do. It makes it way funner. Have a good night, guys.